Adam Watson.
I'm Julian Watson.
This is the Dark Center Mafia Power Hour. Today we're going to take a look at Spawn issue number 7. I gave you a choice between number 6 and 7 to take a look at today. Why'd you choose 7?
I like the cover.
Yeah, because he's not being beaten to a pulp by what might be the dumbest looking character that appears in Spawn, Overkill. Who unfortunately is in this comic. I've always thought, out of all of the Spawn characters, he has the dumbest motherfucking design.
Yeah.
Story pencils and inks in this are by Todd McFarlane. Letters and edited by Tom Orchowski. Story consultants Terry Fitzgerald. Colors by Steve Oliff, Ruben Rude, and Ollie Optics. So this is dedicated to Rob Liefeld, co-creator of Overkill. I don't think either of them should be proud for creating that character. We have this whole thing that Todd McFarlane says, where he thinks writers are not as important as artists in comics, right?
Right.
Because you might pick up a comic with really great artwork and shitty writing, and you might still be happy because, you know, the art's there. For me, if the writing's not there, I might still enjoy it. I enjoy Spawn.
Yeah.
But I forget damn near everything that I read in it, like a day after I read it. I don't remember hardly anything in here because Todd's not a strong writer.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do things that like writers might actually do, like research shit, right? Yeah. These are supposed to be military guns that he's getting. Now I get Image guys, they're just making up guns left and right?
Yeah.
But he tries to give it an official sounding name, the AK-830. Yeah, I think he could have just flipped through guns. The internet may not have been a thing when this came out, but you could still pick up like a guns and ammo magazine and research out what guns are, you know?
Yeah.
Then you don't come across as like just bullshitting your way through an issue and being too lazy to actually research out things.
Yeah.
So Spawn's still in an arsenal of guns. Because, hey, it's the 90s. Everybody's got to have guns. And he'll die if he uses too much of his magic. When a bunch of army guys break in with a battering ram. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on military uniforms, right?
Right.
But aren't those, like, not very accurate uniforms for this time period?
I don't know, but I doubt it.
So, yeah, they bust through and he decides not to kill them, even though it's made a real point that Spawn could kill them if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But instead, he blips out of here. And then we see what's probably the strangest panel for a teleportation. I like the idea that he's actually coming apart and reassembling somewhere else, right?
Right.
Showing it like this, though, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think there would have been a better way to do it. Like, maybe if he had this power burst with this sort of shit circling around it, that would have sold it a little bit better. Whatever the case, he's back in the alley now, and his friend Bobby wants to give him some alcohol, and he can't drink if he's wearing that mask. So he pulls it off, sees his face, laughs about how ugly he is, and then Spawn just screams. Like, all right. I wonder if any of this shit he put in there with the numbers actually ever made any sense. I can never figure out what the countdown is counting down to exactly. It seems like the numbers are just randomly inserted. So Todd doesn't think writers are important, yet this thing is chock full of ads about what writers are going to be writing Spawn. Because he knew it was a complaint people had at the time that Spawn was not well written, right?
Right.
So then we get to a lawsuit of Todd McFarlane's. Tony Twist. It's the name of a hockey player. He got sued. The guy is didn't like being portrayed as a mafia enforcer.
Uh,
But maybe he's actually the mob boss. He's a mob boss, isn't he?
it-
Whatever the case, he's talking to Overkill, and he's thinking about keeping him on the payroll after the old man who runs the whole mafia out of Italy dies. Overkill's stupid, so he doesn't have anything to say to that.
yeah.
It's not touched on. And then we get some pages that show Todd doing what Todd does best. It's not writing, but he can lay out a page like a motherfucker. This looks great. Everything about this is cool.
Yeah.
But it's just more of the same shit. Tragic backstory of Spawn. This is in like every goddamn issue.
This task.
At least this is an early issue.
Yeah.
But
Hey. You just need to be reminded. Okay.
I guess. To me, this is like how you need to see Krypton blowing up, or you need to know that the Waynes got killed in front of Bruce. You know, like, after a certain point, we get it. We know what your trauma is. You're traumatizing the audience by showing them this shit too often. This looks cool, though.
Yeah.
Look, another lawsuit is on McFarlane's. So then we flash over to Wanda, who's having nightmares about her husband being murdered. And her new husband is consoling her, right? So it states here that Al died 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like the love of her life, right?
Right?
I'm pretty sure Cyan is Terry's daughter. And I think Cyan is like 2 or 3, right?
I think so.
Just taking into account that she had a normal pregnancy length of like 9 months. How long did she grieve for her husband exactly before she married his best friend? It would not seem like very long.
No.
And it's not like they just had a, oops, we were grieving together and we had sex moment. No, she straight up marries the guy.
Yeah.
I don't buy her as a grieving widow because of that. Back in the alley, the guy's telling Spawn not to worry about the fact that he called him ugly. How many teeth does this guy have?
More than normal.
Way more than normal. And then Spawn decides he's going to quit being a whiny little bitch. And he's going to do what he set out to do, which is take some guns and fuck some people up. But in order to do that, he's got to become Commando Spawn. See, what you may not realize is that the point of Spawn is to sell action figures by the time this issue comes out, right? And you can't do that if you always have him looking the same way. So lose the cape, let's get an action figure made, right?
Yeah.
We can call it Commando Spawn. He'll come with a bunch of guns. You know, I don't blame him. I'd do the same thing if I had my own toy line.
Yeah.
So then Wanda goes to a pet shop that only makes sense if you remember one of the previous issues. Issue number 3. I've read it before. I don't remember what this part's about, but it's something about her dog getting returned. And I'm assuming it got returned by Al, right?
Right.
This guy just oddly looks like Ross Perot for no reason.
Oh.
And it's even mentioned that there's a conversation they have about Ross Perot because this guy thinks that Wanda is looking at his gigantic ears. Now, that's weird by any standard, I think.
Yeah.
But this is also a lesson in if you want your comics or movies or TV series to have more of a timeless quality, don't include things people may not learn historically, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know who Ross Perot is. I remember who Ross Perot is. But do you know that he was like the last third-party candidate allowed on the presidential debate stage in my lifetime?
No.
No, he ran against Bill Clinton and George Bush Sr.
Oh.
And he actually made it to the debate stage, which is something third-party candidates usually don't do.
Huh.
But he's not remembered historically enough for people your age to know who he is. So this is completely lost. This joke is lost in time. Yeah. So then we have Commando Spawn doing what he does best. Cool silhouette. It works. And what he's doing is threatening. Is that Tony Twist, or is it a different mob guy that just happens to look like Tony Twist?
I think that's Tony Twist.
Okay. Did Spawn do this? I'm guessing he did, right? Wouldn't it have been cool had we actually got to see some of this?
Yeah, and so sing bra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Yeah, what's the sound effects even connected to?
I don't know.
Wouldn't it make more sense to have those up here? Something like that? Because I'm assuming this gets blown up between these two, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see that. You see him pointing the gun in his head.
Yeah.
So the sound effects are nonsensical. They don't work.
Yeah. The show definitely did this part better where he
way better.
Yeah, where he just falls onto him.
Yeah, the best part about the show is that it must have had actual writers on it. And they cut through all the bullshit, weird ass shit that Todd wanted to put in and just said, this is the actual fucking story right here. Because, like, the show is phenomenal. And the comic is cool. For the time it came out, it was really cool. You know, it appealed to us Gen X kids, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and even the older Gen Y kids. But all in all, he could use a writer. So we get a insert of the Spawn Mobile. I think this is both sides of the Spawn Mobile.
I think so.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think there was even a toy made out of this. All in all, though, sneak.
Yeah.
I did not read everything about the Spawn Mobile right here, I'm going to admit. Yeah, so these ads show people that comic fans might be a little bit pissed off over at times. Surprisingly, no one really gets pissed off about Alan Moore as far as I know. But Neil Gaiman, we know that one. And Dave Sim, that's somebody that I probably wouldn't want advertised in my comics. Yeah, Dave, if you don't know, just look it up. So then we finally get to, like, the point of the issue. Spawn going after Overkill. So issue number 6, this big, massive fight with Overkill. He's been built up in Wizard magazine. He had a chromium trading card that came out through either Wizard or Hero. I think it was Wizard. There's a video of Rob Liefeld, Stan Lee, and Todd McFarlane creating Overkill, right? I think Stan Lee is part of the creation anyway. So he's been built up. He's got his own action figure. I think the action figure even came out right around the time of this comic. I could be wrong on that one. But, like, he's built up to be this massive villain of Spawn's, right?
Right.
He looks stupid as hell.
Yeah.
It's number one. He's probably my least favorite Todd McFarlane design thing of all time.
Yeah.
But they start having this battle. Overkill is obviously powerful. He can smash a dock with just one punch. Spawn is stupid and doesn't realize he has chains wrapped around his leg. Overkill uses that to his advantage. But he's able to just deftly grab shrapnel and stab him right through the eye. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think stabbing somebody from the eye makes shh as a sound.
Because if you're a cyborg.
Apparently, maybe that's the difference. I thought he'd still have a human brain, but apparently not.
It also might be the sound from the visor shattering.
Maybe.
Whatever it is.
But yeah, pretty cool action scenes. But then it gets to a part that's just kind of stupid. Spawn takes his mask off so that he can tell him this is what he's gone through. These are the parts of Spawn where I'm like, why does he have to be such a whiny bitch at times?
Yeah.
Like, why is this part necessary? Why is this page necessary? There's no necessary information in here.
Yeah.
I guess so that Overkill can tell him that he's a piece of turd.
Yeah.
Which, I don't even know if I find that funny or not.
No. Yeah.
And then Frank Miller is writing Spawn. So, once again, gotta get all those ads for the writers, even though writers are not important to sell issues. And then we get one of those stupid ass Image horizontal spreads. This one is not as bad as the others though.
Yeah.
This is pretty easy to read because it only has one line on it. It's cool enough looking. I do think though that if he had done it as a regular splash page, maybe tilted the bodies a little bit, he could actually show it going through Overkill a little bit more effectively.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's alright. It's not the worst of those that we've taken a look at by any means.
Definitely.
And then he just shoots him to shit. Just shoots and shoots and shoots. And I do like this.
Yeah.
Like, Spawn looks creepy there. It looks good. If he's trying to sell that he's not like the rest of the heroes, that's actually a pretty effective one.
Yeah.
I do not like all the stupid sound effects, though.
No.
Yeah. And then he just kind of takes off, having fucked up Overkill. I think that he gets put back together in a later issue. And I wish he didn't, because I hate him.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Me neither.
I'm not sure if that's an ad or just a pinup. This is a pretty cool pinup, though.
Yeah.
Phillips, but I don't know what Phillips exactly. I don't know, maybe that's Sean Phillips. I have no idea. It's cool looking, though.
Yeah.
I say that not knowing how old Sean Phillips is, though.
Ah.
This is an Image comic that I just never liked the look of.
Oh.
What do you think of that?
He is a pretty ugly character.
He has a starfish on his chest. And he's flying. Is he a flying version of Aquaman? We might have to take a look at that just to see how stupid it is. I like, though, that you can tell that the logo was created with early Photoshop because they literally just typed Wildstar, added the chrome effect that Photoshop could do in its earliest versions, and then filled in the A with red. So, yeah, I don't need to ask you if you'll read more Spawn, because no matter how stupid any of the issues are, we're still going to read them, right?
Definitely.
I own like 8 or 9 of the hardcovers, for fuck's sake. But all in all, I'm going to forget everything that was in this. Beyond and besides the fact that I think Overkill is a dumb fucking character. You got anything else?
Nope.
Alright, let's go make some comics. We didn't create the comics that were featured in today's episode, but we did create these. Check out Ghost Assassin in the Cards and the Chihuahua Who Flew Away mini comic, both of which were written by me. The Chihuahua Who Flew Away was illustrated
by me.